This video is sponsored by Stepcraft. Think it, make it. So for over half a century now, my family has had this quaint little cabin in northern PA that has held on to countless good memories and experiences for all who have stayed one time or another. It holds a very special place in my heart, so I wanted to make a custom sign to bring with me the next time I came for a visit. The design I had in mind for this would be an unofficial logo of sorts, surrounded by a few elements that reference its history and surroundings while trying to maintain a timeless look that will hopefully withstand the test of time. I sketched out a silhouette of the cabin itself and then copied it over to Adobe Illustrator. I think this looks pretty good, so we'll go with this for now. Next up is the sign itself. I know I want it to be circular and have a little bit more appeal than just simply a round board with a logo in the middle. A texture mimicking a topographical map I think will really set things off and give it a little bit more character. So with a preliminary design complete, it's time to start shopping for supplies. I really like that Home Depot carries pre-cut circles like this. Even though it's pine, it's going to clean up just fine. To do the engraving, I'm using Stepcraft's D840. I really love this machine and highly recommend it for beginners and pros alike. It makes jobs like these a breeze with minimal setup time required. I was always intimidated by machines like these out of complexity and a steep learning curve, but I was pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to get started with just a few quick tutorials. It was even ready to go right out of the box after installing the software on my computer. Thank you again, Stepcraft, for sending me this. I will definitely be putting this to good use. I'll have a link in the description for all the router bits and tools I used to make all this, but checking this out, I could not believe the quality and detail of the engraving. Even for pine, this is starting to look awesome. Now it's time to do something a little different. I had the idea to burn the parts that were carved away and leave the outermost face just bare wood. This is also a good time to mention you could find me over at Brett's_media on Instagram. I post a lot more often over there, and it's a great way to stay in touch if you want to learn more or see what else I'm up to. But anyways, once I feel like I have a good enough burn on the inside cuts, I can begin to sand away the burn marks on the outermost face. This gives it a really nice contrast, and I ended up really liking how some of the logo started to fade away, giving it more of a vintage, worn-out feel. If you do something like this, I definitely don't recommend over-burning because it starts to warp the wood. Now it's time to seal this up with a few coats of polyurethane. Once that's complete, I thought it'd be nice to engrave something sentimental on the back, along with a good way of hanging this up. I'm using a keyhole bit here to cut away a space for a nail or screw that will allow it to be hung up on the wall. And to finish it off, I found a very fitting verse from Psalms 133 that I think brings it all together. So here is the final result. I'm absolutely thrilled with how this looks. This was a fun, easy, inexpensive DIY project I recommend to anyone getting into the hobby of CNC or just woodworking in general. Makes for an awesome gift as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Stepcraft, for the incredible CNC machine. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. It really goes a long way in helping the algorithm pick up these videos. Well, regardless, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another exciting project.